I bent down swiftly to retrieve my turban and immediately covered my head. With my head covered once more, I felt a semblance of security return. But the moment was far from over, since I was already standing. My arms had a lot of reach, thus, I extended them in search of something to grasp while effectively locking my eyes on hers with an unwavering stare. I saw a flicker of fear in her eyes, a fleeting vulnerability she desperately tried to hide. In a futile attempt to reassert her dominance, Elizabeth swung her hand towards me in a slap, but my hands had already closed around a tangible object nearby, its solid weight promising a measure of defense. Without pausing to consider, I smacked her in the face with it, only realizing then that it was a lunchbox. The impact was immediate and Elizabeth crumbled to the ground. Her clique quickly stepped forward to fight on her behalf. Their hesitation, however, gave me time to drop the lunchbox and pick up a biro, which I threatened to use on anyone who dared come closer. Comprehending that it was not a bluff, they redirected their energy to helping Elizabeth sit up. When she did, I saw her face marked with small cuts, a thin trickle of blood mingling with the tears she struggled to contain. Her eyes, usually filled with arrogance, now brimmed with pain and the effort to maintain her composure in front of her minions. As I watched her try to hold back her tears, a mixture of emotions surged within me, anger and satisfaction. I further told her that she could report me, but the consequences of such a confrontation would swing either way, and the prospect of being exposed as bullies was a risk they weren't eager to take. I would narrate and describe extensively everything she and her friends had put me through since I came, and best of all, I had witnesses. Surprisingly, the matter did not escalate. No one talked about it, no one brought it, and the teachers and parents never found out about it. Actually, it wasn't that surprising because even she must know that I am a teacher's favorite, so no one would take her side even if the matter were to be taken up. I ended up being the bad guy in this story, but at least I was the bad guy who could protect myself. This simple truth made me proud of myself. The length at which I suppressed before choosing to be the bad guy made me prouder. After that incident, something shifted. More students began to approach me. Their previously indifferent faces now adorned with smiles and friendly greetings. It was as if a barrier had been lifted, allowing them to see me in a new light. I was still deciding whether to enjoy this newfound favor or run from it when I was jolted back to reality by a familiar voice asking me a question. Do you get what I'm saying? My brother Sam had been narrating to me his story of standing up to bullies and arrogant teachers. He was admirable like that, could never tolerate injustice and oppression, whether he was the victim or not. Unfortunately, I am the type of person to handle situations like that by going to report to him or my mom or any other person with more power or authority than me. I like to go through the proper channels, and I always felt that I didn't have enough power to handle troublesome situations, or it may have simply been that I was a coward who feared confrontations. All that bravery was in my head. The person I thought I could be, the one I wished to be, the one I would have been if I didn't make up all these excuses about authority and power, the version of me I only was and could be in my imagination. In that moment, I felt mostly disappointed in myself for being that type of person. I had replaced my true self with a fantasy, a narrative where I could control how others saw me, and where bravery was an effortless trait I possessed. The protagonist is simply a cool villain whom the audiences make excuses for, and maybe now I should get ready to be one. This was a real story. Every story I tell here is. If you're living a story of your own, I turn real stories into episodes like this one. The link is below. And if you're not ready to leave yet, there's another story waiting.